Those books are as cooked as the books on Enron, and all of your mortgages are based on that. Now, all of this stuff can be happening all at once. So that's kind of what it's beginning to look like. Now, I can focus on 9/11, which has already run over me, kicked my butt, or I can try to help you with what's coming so that you can prepare. And there are things that you can do, and we will ask. But right now, if I were to tell you the one thing that I thought you needed to do, it's get out of debt immediately. I'm serious. Because when these chickens come home to roost, the people who are in debt, and there's stuff coming with civil liberties. We may have a debtor's prison here soon. The bankruptcy laws have changed. Start exploring precious metals. Clearly, the only investment personally I will make is in physical gold. That's it. Gold that I own and I hold. Maybe some silver. Period. I'm going to buy some real estate, but not till after the housing bubble collapses. Why should I? U.S. to become net food importer in 2005. These are just some miscellaneous things I'm going to throw out at you here. Net food importer in 2005. New coal plants, bury Kyoto. There are 850 new coal-fired plants around the world on the drawing boards or under construction. Why? We're running out of oil. Now, how many people are following global climate change and climate collapse? The fact that the North Pole is melting, the oil companies actually like that. I'll show you that in a second. No, I'm serious. Okay, so we may have a climate collapse behind this panic. And I said 2.5, 3 years ago with peak oil, you're going to see the U.S. going to nuclear and coal. What choice do we have? Of course, that's going to accelerate global warming. It's going to accelerate the pollution in the air. It's going to accelerate everything else. And the Saudis telling fairy tales, and this is what I'm talking about, Gawar. Saudis cannot likely increase production. We're very close to at peak. Army reserves becoming broken force. How many of you follow? You've got an Army Reserve guy just refused his second deployment to Iraq. You see that story? God bless him. We already have a backdoor draft. The reserves and the Guard are broken force. How many vets we got in the room tonight? God bless you. All. One and all. Vietnam vets? God bless you, one and all. We got to do something, and it looks like it's already happened. We need some of those great songs we had back in the 60s back again. No, I won't sing any for you tonight. But the military is absolutely, from a manpower standpoint, on the verge of collapse. I have said that a draft is inevitable. Now, you may have followed from the wilderness. We followed the most for the draft. Stan Goff, my military affairs editor, for those of you who don't know, Stan is a retired master sergeant from U.S. Army Special Forces who taught tactics and military science at West Point. He's one of the best writers I have ever been blessed to lay my eyes upon his words. Sometimes his writing is so good I have to smoke a cigarette when I'm done. But Stan and I both believe that the draft is coming. But if the economy collapses totally, people are unemployed, and everybody of draft age or military age is out of work, and people are starving on the streets, and the military says, hey, I'll give you a bed job, 3 hots and a cot, come on. Maybe that's another way around the draft. But we already have a draft in effect with the Guard and Reserve. Long-term plans sought for terror suspects. It's now being charged that it's possible to hold someone in custody for life without trial. For their life without trial. Now, all of you fools who want to go out and say we want to change something by electing somebody, if you still believe in the electoral process, you do need drugs. Okay? If you still believe that we have a constitution that protects us, you need electroshock therapy. Okay? Long-term, locking people up for life without trial. And here's the latest. Evidence from torture usable in court, U.S. asserts. What does it take? Oil drilling easier with melting ice. So the oil companies are saying, hey, let's melt the North Pole because we can get a little more oil, and we can actually move ships through the Northwest Passage to ship Russian oil over to Japan if we need to, because it's a shorter route, the polar route. I have written extensively about PROMIS software, Prosecutors Management Information System. It's heavily throughout. Crossing the Rubicon, it's how Dick Cheney, and we're going to break some major stories confirming that evolutions of PROMIS software were in use in the Presidential Operations Center, but now it's in space. The Pentagon has announced they want to have a super artificially intelligence-enhanced, eye-in-the-sky, God's eye view space web that will monitor all human activity in real time. They're already monitoring you in real time through your computer, and you probably didn't even know it. Surveillance in the war on terrorism, what's in a name? We heard of total information awareness, which is, and I want to spend just a second on this, a program that John Poindexter introduced. He got fired, but the software was developed, and I tracked this very carefully. They've changed the name now twice, and basically what it is your medical records are in a database in your doctor's office, and with your insurance company, and your driver's license is with the state of Washington, and your banking records are with the bank. Total information awareness can take every computerized database record without necessarily even the permission of, because PROMIS is installed through the back door in all of these systems, and merge every aspect about you into a real-time database. That's total information awareness. Everything from your driving history to your medical records to your bank account to your last transaction at the local supermarket. Remember those little cards you swipe to get, it goes right into the computer. That's total information awareness. It's also active now in a number of holes. How many people believe that you are protected from spying as you surf the web? Well, no. Mac users are immune from viruses. They are not immune from keyloggers. And keyloggers are the latest thing. Corporations and government are both doing them. I'm happy to say that I think very soon there will be an announcement that a product has been developed by some trustworthy people that does allow you to be absolutely immune from anybody hacking your computer or seeing what you're doing. I can't disclose more, but you need to watch the FTW website. But that will piss a lot of people off, and we certainly hope so. Our new DHS nominee, Michael Chertoff, is a staunch advocate of data mining, which is what they call the super advanced artificial intelligence software that can watch everything that you do, whether you're online, your cell phone calls, everything. He's a big advocate of that. Another elephant coming down the pike. Just to put this in perspective, 1 million barrels of oil a day are being lost to depletion right now. Planet's in decline. Oil headway will fail to meet demand by 2007. Bottom line is, and I'm going to shut up here in a second, I'm going to come to the punchlines. I need to make all of this very, very time sensitive for you, because there is now a time limit that is becoming clear to all of us. It is becoming acknowledged by government. It's becoming acknowledged by those of us who have been studying peak oil. Listen to this very carefully. The rate of major new oil field discoveries has fallen dramatically in recent years. There were 13 discoveries of over 500 million barrels in 2000. Remember, 1 billion barrels every 11 days. 6 in 2001 and just 2 in 2002, according to the industry analyst IHS Energy. That's the one everybody goes to. For 2003, not a single new discovery of over 500 million barrels has been reported. Between 2003 and early 2007, some 8 million barrels a day of new capacity is expected to come on stream. In 2005, 18 projects with a potential peak capacity of 3 million barrels per day are due to come on stream, showing in 2006 with 11 new projects, followed by 3 in 2007 and 3 in 2008, adding a cumulative 4 million barrels per day. It appears likely that from 2007, the volumes of new production will fall short of the need to replace lost capacity from depleting older fields. That's one source. We come to a second source. That was this year. Oil supply shortages likely after 2007. This is the Oil Depletion Analysis Center. Again, looking at everything that's coming online, because we know how long it takes to bring an oil field online. It takes anywhere between 4 to 7 years to bring a mega field online. So if we know what fields have been discovered, we know what production capacity is coming down the pike, we know that if there have been no new discoveries, we can certainly calculate future production and match it against estimates of decline. So there's a second source, but look at this. Let me go back. I will tell you that God, I hope I put it in there. From the Wilderness came up with these numbers. Dale Allen Pfeiffer, our editor, came up with these numbers a year and a half ago. And they've just been confirmed by two other official sources. 2007, 2008 means that supply will no longer be able to meet demand. Now, bear in mind that we live in a world economic paradigm that is governed by fractional reserve banking, debt-based growth, which means that we live in a pyramid scheme because if the U.S. economy doesn't grow, it implodes. Forget growth. We can't maintain stasis as of 2007.